Morning, guys. How are you? Elias here with DG Construction, your best option. We are at San Marcos today, day one of our new ADU construction. We are building a new structure right here, a new ADU, 749.5 squares. This is our site plan, main house. This is our new structure. We're gonna be 5 feet away from this fence, 4 feet away from this fence. Just a quick review: two bedrooms, two baths, kitchen, living space, a little bit of the facades. It's gonna be a very nice two different heights on the facade right here. The fronts, the two sides is gonna be stucco. The middle part is gonna be a siding, so it's gonna have a little bit of a character to it. This is the elevations. All the green stuff right here is gonna unfortunately be gone today. Tomorrow we're gonna try to demo the concrete and start with the digging the foundations. We are in the digging process. We have a couple of reinforcements right here on the center, and we are going to need to dig for the plumbing fixtures as well. We already have our levels. As you can see right here, everything is level with our rings, and we are moving along right here. Today we are doing a land survey. On newer projects, new communities like this, usually they did a land survey before doing the home or the lotification, so you should be okay. But in this case that we're placing an ADU and that we are very tight on our land, we need to be certain that we have it on the right location. So that's why we hire somebody like the guy that you're seeing right there on the front of the house right now, placing his equipment, so he can tell us and give us a certificate that our forms are located on the right location. And again, you want this to prevent further problems in the future. We need to be 4 feet away from the neighbor, prepare our setbacks. Then we need to have the all the width of the ADU, and the eave from our ADU and the eave from the old structure need to have at least 10 feet. And I'm telling you, we are tied by inches, so we need to be super certain that we are in the right location so we don't have any surprises after pouring our foundation. So that's what we're doing. He's getting his reference points, and after that he's gonna measure our forms, do all his calculations, and provide us with a certificate. Today we're doing the final touches on our plumbing for our first inspection. That is the underground, and that means everything that you're never gonna see, everything that is under our slab. That's what they're gonna come and inspect. Right here is our first bathroom. Right here we're gonna have the vanity, then we have the toilet right there. This is gonna be our ventilation for the toilet. That's gonna be our shower, and right here on the adjacent wall to the shower we're gonna have our washer and dryer. So this is our installation for that. Then we're gonna come right here, we have our kitchen. This is gonna be our island right here on the kitchen, and right there on the back we have our other bathroom. It's a different layout, but it's gonna be the same thing. We have a toilet right here with our ventilation. We have the sink right here on the right, and then we have our shower is gonna be right here, a standing shower. We have cleanup right there at the very end of our line. Inspectors always want to see a cleanup at the end of our lines. A couple details that I want to show you right here. If you're gonna have a regular shower, standout shower, your lines need to be 2 inches. Your toilet needs to be at least 3 inches. Then you need to have cleanups right here on the like halfway of the line. The way that you do this is you make like a U shape right here. So basically, if anything gets clogged right here on your main line, somebody's gonna come with a snake. They're gonna put it on this end, and they're gonna clean all the way to the structure, and then they can come and put it right here, and they're gonna go and clean all the way to the street. So we already got the clearance for our underground plumbing. We passed the inspection a couple days ago, and we are preparing our forms and leveling the dirt. Processes that we need to do the forms before, but once the plumber comes, sometimes they move them because they need to, or because they step on it, or whatever happens. So we need to rearrange all our forms, level all our dirt, compact the dirt. Instead of looking like this, everything needs to look like it is right here on this portion of it. Right here, this pipe is going through a footing, so it needs to have a wrap right there, a foam wrap, so we can prepare for the concrete pouring. So after they level everything and compact everything, we are going to have a plastic, a biscuit, so we can prevent roots or any anything that can damage our slab. A couple things, our trenches right here for the foundation, plans call for a 12-inch wide, 20 inches deep. We need to recheck that all our plumbing, our bands and everything stayed on place. Something super important that your foundation guys, whoever's backfilling, needs to check is that whenever they're putting dirt on top of your pipes, they have to make sure that they don't mess up with the pitch. They need to make sure that to backfill under the pipe before putting any pressure on top of it. So today we already have all our area of work level right here on the bottom when our slab is gonna be. We have our pipes in place, and we have our forms already straight out and ready for pouring. And what we're gonna do today is well, they still need to cover that pipe right here with the foam, and this one needs to be covered as well with foam, same white foam that you're seeing right there. Everything that is going to be in contact with concrete needs to be covered right there. My plumber already ran my 2 water lines for the island right here of the kitchen, and everything else that I'm seeing has the right amount of foam and the right placement. So today we are going to continue with the process, and the steps that we're doing today is putting the big swim, that is a plastic cover to prevent the concrete to be in contact with dirt. With that plastic, you prevent water absorption from the dirt from the concrete, and that way preventing that the concrete dries a little faster and it can lose a little bit of his strength. And other thing that you can prevent with the plastic is roots and vegetation and anything like that to go to your slab. The guys are already doing very good progress today. This is the plastic that I was talking about a little early in the video that is gonna prevent the concrete to be in direct contact with the dirt. Then we have the bed of sand right here, and they are laying our rebar. In this case, is going to be a number 3. That refers to a 3/8 of an inch diameter, and they're laying the rebars that are going across, and then they're gonna lay out the rebars going on long ways. They're gonna tie it together, and that's gonna be our rebar reinforcement for the slab. Then they have 2 rebars right there on the bottom. They still need to put 2 on the top. They're gonna tie it together, and that's gonna be the reinforcement for our foundation. Lastly, but not less important, we're gonna have a rebar right here where we're gonna have the circuit breaker panel, and it's gonna be a number 4. That refers to a 1/2 inch rebar, and it's gonna be the whole 20 feet of length, and we need it to be like 6 inches above the slab level, and that's again is gonna be for the ground on our circuit panel box. After this, the only other thing that we need to install are going to be all our bolts right here to support the framing, and that's it. Call for an inspection and get ready for pouring. Today is a pouring day. Concrete truck is already right here. They're pouring the concrete into the pump, and then through this hose, the concrete is being pumped to my foundation and our slab that we're pouring today. Pouring foundation right now. You can see right here on the side already the concrete being pumped. Everything is on place, everything's beautiful. We have a couple places where the rebar is touching the sand. We don't like to see that, so what they're gonna do, because they didn't put any dobbies on the bottom, what they're gonna do right now is they're gonna, once the concrete is in, they're gonna start pulling the rebar, so you have that much of a gap underneath. So I'm gonna make sure right now that they're doing that, because you don't want the rebar to be touching your sand ever. It can start corroding with time, and you don't want that. So this is a detail that the inspector asked us to do the other day. Put a little bit more on the perimeter of the plumbing box right here for the shower, and they're doing that already. In this case, we have to be at least 4 inches. We have it for sure. We already took the measurements on our forms, and they're coming and leveling everything on the inside. This is an aluminum 2x4. It needs to be straight, so we don't have any kind of unlevelness on the center. If you see right there, they're making like a zigzag movement, and they're taking as a reference the form on each side. First the The guy in yellow takes the form on the right, on the far end right there as a reference. And then right here, my guy Catalan, right here in the orange shirt, take the form right here as a reference. And that way they are making everything on the center level a flat surface. How everything have been finished today. They just need to do the last hand right there. They're gonna have to go on top of it in a couple minutes and give the last float to the concrete. But there it is, our foundation. They're not gonna take out the whole form, but they're taking out the plastic holders for the hold downs, and they're taking the metal reinforces right here for the forms. We are framing today. We have all the materials ready right here, and the guys are already working on our walls there. This is a 6x wall, and it's a little heavier, so there's 5 guys and I am just standing right here watching. So let me stop this video and help them. Right there, that's gonna be our tallest wall on the project. Right now it's like around 14.6. With all our joists at the end, it's gonna be our highest height at 14. And we're gonna have another piece the same height right here. And this area, this whole area, is gonna be our living and kitchen. And then we have right here our first bathroom, a closet, and this is our bedroom 1, you can say. And right here at the end, we have our bathroom right here. You can see the lines that are snapped on the concrete right there. This is gonna be our divider, again, closet, then the bathroom right here. All that is gonna be our bathroom, and right here our second bedroom. This is a very elongated project, but again, because we custom made every area of our ADUs, we build exactly what you guys want and what we can, depending on the land and exactly where we're gonna sit it. This is where everything gets excited whenever we start doing walls, and we are actually seeing the progress. So today they are starting to do the shear right there on the very far end. You're seeing it right here. What we have at our front entrance, and as soon as you get here on the left, we're gonna have the kitchen right there, window right there where the sink is gonna be. The sink used to be right here on an island. That's where we plumb, but the homeowner is asking if we can move it to the window right there. So that's gonna be something that, yes, we can. It's gonna create a little bit more work, but we can do it. Right here is gonna be the living space. Right there we have what is gonna be the bathroom on the inside, and right there on top of it, we're gonna create a little loft for storage. Right here is black right now, but we have the sink, the toilet, and the shower right there on the very far back. Then we have our bedroom right here. Right here is gonna be our bedroom door. Then bedroom, you're gonna have a window right there, and right here is gonna be a closet right here, because this is a rake wall, meaning that it's going to be all the way to the top. They haven't done the header, so we can have our closet, but right here we're gonna have a closet. Then this structure is gonna be a 2x6. It's a little bit uncommon. The ceiling, same thing, is gonna be going one way, and you're gonna be having something where this is gonna be your exterior wall going this way, and then you're gonna have a wall coming this way. So we're gonna have a roof line going to the back. Then we're gonna have to put gutters right here so we can direct the water to this point and then to the outside by a drainage system. So it's a little unique design right here in this particular project. Nothing so crazy, but something different. Right here we have the other bedroom where we're gonna have a closet right here, bedroom space with a window right there looking to the front of the property, and then we have our bathroom right here. Again, sink on this corner, toilet, and shower. And we are going to have the laundry right here in this space, right here. So far, that's what we have done. After this, after the sheet is complete, we're gonna have to call for inspection, get our roof and sheet inspection, and then start with all our mechanical. That includes electrical, plumbing, and AC. Morning, my friends. Elias here with DJ Construction, your best option, and we are at San Marcos. We are sheeting the outside of the building right here. All the structural here is already done, but we like to hear everything, so my stucco guy, and in this case the siding, will be easier to install at the end. Right here we still need to shear the whole backside of it, but most of the framing is completely done. So let's give a peek right here on the inside and see how's everything looking. We have our fascia already done. In this building, we're gonna have a very particular way of doing the fascia. You see, we don't have the overhang that we have right here. We are almost flush with our building right here. We just have like an inch and a half. And the reason being on the designer for the city to give us the allowance to do the ADU, we needed to have 10 feet away from this eave to this eave, and that's the only way that we could do it. So we're gonna have our side flush, and then we're gonna have to run a couple gutters right there on top. A little different. So right here you see how nice this area looks, like a very big ceilings right here, and right there on top we're gonna have a loft right there. That is going to be either for storage, or probably you can have like a desk or something like that. Well, so far this is how everything is looking right here in the ADU. We are almost done with the framing, and all our windows are in. Today we should be done with the framing so we can call for inspection. But something came out. We were missing this linen closet. Instead of having the regular height closets, 80 inches tall right there, we're gonna raise it as much as possible so she can put a built-in, and she can maximize the space on the closets. Same thing with the master bedroom closet. Instead of being a little shorter at 80, we're gonna do 96. And we are doing some siding. In this case, we're doing a combination of stucco and siding. This particular project, we are using a Hardy Backer product. It's a Hardy Backer siding. We are doing the one that is smooth on the finished side. This is the way that we're installing. We are doing a trim around all the windows that is an inch by 4 inches. As you see right here, the door and everything is gonna have siding, and right here the siding is gonna end up here, and everything else is gonna be stucco. We have a water flashing right there on top of the windows, so everything is watertight. I'm gonna have another trim right there on top, and everything else pretty standard. Right here on the door, same thing with the flashing. And right there on the small soffit right there that you see, or the small ceiling that you see on the right there on top, we're not gonna use the same siding. We're gonna use Hardy Backer sheet right there on top. Electrical and AC is done, most of it. We are just waiting for my plumber to finish top right here, the shower fixtures, and the other bathroom as well, shower fixtures. That way we can order inspection, and we can continue with the insulation and the drywall right here inside. So far we have pretty much the exterior already waterproof. Like we have discussed on this project, we have the stucco. The inspector already checked the bath and everything. We have the first coat of a scratch and brown, and we have the siding finish right here on the exterior. We are covering the roof right now with plastic, because it's a probability that it rains in 2 days from now. But again, all the exterior is done, windows, siding, stucco, and we are working right now on the interior, doing the drywall. Plans ask for an R21 on the walls and R30 on the ceilings. You can almost feel the heights right here. Once the drywall is in, you can feel all the 14 feet that we have right here. It's a very small unit, 749, but it feels way more spacious with the cathedral ceilings right here. So today we are working on the shower preparation. We need to have this done before we call for inspection. So first of all, we have the aqua bar paper, then 1/2 inch shield. This material has two faces, the gray and the yellow. We need to tile over the gray surface, just as a comment right there. You cannot use any kind of a screw for drywall. It needs to be rated for moisture. And after that, they will seam tape on the seams, on all the seams and corners, a bit of a pin set. Then we're gonna paint it with a red guard. And that's basically the preparation for this. That's what the inspector is gonna come and check. And then they will go and prepare this shower as well. This shower is going to be a small 32 by 32 unit, but we are going to make it stand out and it's gonna be beautiful at the end. You'll see we have a rainfall shower head right there. Pretty much that's it. At this phase, we're just waiting for the tilers to finish the preparation so we can call for inspection. After that, we can continue with all the finishes. Then my texture crew is gonna come, painter, carpentry, cabinets, and so on. Today we are a little higher than normal right here. We're at the roof. Stucco guy already put this flashing into the stucco. They're gonna put this one before the roof tiles, so we don't have any water seeping through right here. Same thing, drip edge around all the perimeter of the fascia, and after that, our roof tiles of our flashings right here for our plumbing is already sealed, and everything is prepared correctly. So we are pretty close to start the installation of these roof tiles. He's putting the flashing and he's making a sandwich in between two papers. So we have one paper right here underneath, and then this second layer of paper is gonna go on top. So it's gonna be completely watertight. They are doing the complete roof with a double layer of paper, guaranteed that it's gonna be watertight for a longer time. So this is how the kitchen and counters are coming along. We install a very neutral coarse countertop because my clients want to do something very bold, like a greenish tile right here as a backsplash. As you can see, like always, a very nicely done seam right here. You can hardly tell that you have a seam right here. We did it from a full slab. Try never to use the prefabs on our jobs. Right here, we're doing the same ports on the bathrooms. We have to put the plywood first, then set the quartz, and after setting it, we're gonna install the sink on top of it so you can know exactly where to make the hole for the plumbing. I have a small friend right here. This is the one that is gonna have the shower door. The other bathroom is just gonna have a like a fixed glass and an opening on the other side. So we still need to install doors, details, the finished electrical needs to get done, and of course the final cleaning. Today we are installing the mini splits. We are having a 3-zone system. So in other words, one controller is gonna be right here in the living room. It's right there. And each bedrooms will have their own controller. So we have the laundry right here installed already. The kitchen is ready. We still need to do some cleaning, but everything is done. The pantry right there is done. For the most part, we are done with this project. So everything right here. And let me show you what kind of equipment we are installing right there outside. We have the condenser right here. This is the kind of units that we're using lately. The skinny ones, we're not using the big square ones anymore for the most part. And the reason being is we do have a little more space, walking space with this unit, so we like them a little bit better. They're more efficient. What we like about this kind of equipment is the ability that you have to control certain areas. So in other words, you don't have to acclimate all the zones at the same time. Homeowners, and this is a tip for all you guys that are doing an ADU, when it's possible, right? If you are adding 1 or 2 cars, my homeowners are very conscientious about it. Instead of having a 3 right here that they used to have before, they're gonna create 2 park spaces right there. So we are going to build a bigger ramp and a bigger pad right here with pavers, so they are more comfortable. Again, when it's possible, try to do these kind of things.
Okay, let's go.